So, this is the supermarket tour that I'm doing. I did it on Ambrosia Natural Foods in Vaughan. So what I want to notice, first of all, is that everything they sell here is organic, as you can see. There's no items that are being sold with pesticide or any of that stuff. And what we have over here on the left-hand side is that they have a color board, bright pink to white colored vegetables and fruits. And what they do over here is that they highlight the benefits of each color and how it can benefit your health if you eat these fruits and vegetables. And along this video, I will be talking and highlighting some things along the way. So this video itself is like, I'm not talking, I'm just shooting this and I'm doing this voiceover that I'm doing right now. And yes, we see the benefits that here are shown here: the white, blue, purple. For white, lower blood pressure, lower cholesterol, reducing risk of heart disease. This shows that they're really pushing the benefits of natural foods, natural organic foods, to their customers. And they really want to reinforce this notion that fruits and vegetables are good for you and that you should be eating more. So I'll be touching on some of the potted plants that you see in this video in a little bit. It's very interesting to see them sell this. It's something that's not usually sold at a grocery store. But yeah, what we can see here is that they indicate the country of origin from some of these places. You got the organic grapefruit coming from Mexico, the potted aloe over here, which I would touch on that, from Canada, and organic kiwis from Chile and Italy. So they do pay homage to where each of the items came from. While they do buy some of their fruits and veggies do come from far away, they do buy local, and they do try to enforce that notion of local. You got the local over here, you got the green belt over here that you'll see, the green belt badge, and I do highlight that there are local goods. And what they have over here is that they highlight the benefits of each type of greens that they sell and what it is. And they highlight that it came from our green belt and it was local and it's organic. I find it to be great in terms of like just promoting this lifestyle of eating local and eating greens and being healthy doing so. So lots of different stuff here. Some of which probably are not sold at traditional grocery stores. Some of the fruits and veggies are covered because the store was closed at the time. And what I want to say is that I chose a spot because I worked here as a cleaner. I know I was in the middle of a video, but I worked here as a cleaner and I found it a lot more appropriate to come here at night than during the day. It'd be less awkward to shoot a video, and I just have more ease of access, less people staring at me, potentially asking me what I was doing. The produce section itself is very obvious. This is completely different from what's talked about in the report of how pesticides are being used, and there's no pesticides in this market. And they're also doing other things that are unique, like this part right here, where they're selling grocery veggies at a reduced price. These are products could either be defects, just physically unappealing, old, but they're doing this to reduce food waste. And I found that to be a huge plus, and that they're tackling this issue not by throwing the veggies away, but they're actually selling it at a cheaper price, which is a good solution for a business to do, especially if they have high standards. To say, hey, we have these vegetables that are ugly, come buy it at a cheaper price. That's a really good plus that they're doing this. So I'm just walking around right now to the other side. I'm going to be showing you the rest of the offerings that they have here. And I'm going to be touching on one last part that's very interesting that they sell. It's the yellow that we saw earlier. And the yellow that's being sold here has multiple uses. Very great: skin, hair, lips, very edible. And they also sell basil, what I like to point out here is they're really highlighting the idea of buying local, eating local, and to the point where you have a potted plant and you just take from the potted plant and add it to your meal. That's as local as it gets. That's a household. So it's really good to see them try to promote local eating to their customer base. And that's where we're touching up on the green section. We have some items here from Canada, US, Peru, Mexico, and just touching along all that. And we're just finishing up this tour with the overall last view, where we have organic produce, we have the veggies, we have the fruits. Just a little nice tiny section over here, not too big, nothing like Loblaws or anything like that. So the next step is that I want to highlight where these items came from and the food kilometers associated with that. And I did that by mapping out each origin point for the fruits and veggies. What we see is that they're mostly found in the Americas, with 2 locations in Europe, Spain and Italy. So I wanted to find out the food kilometers are associated with each of the things and the average food kilometers that are tied to this. This is done by just calculating the distance between Ambrosia Natural Foods and each of these points. And that's then recorded in this Excel sheet I made with every item that's sold along with the country of origin and the distance. What I found is that the average kilometer of the entire produce section is 2,288 kilometers. That is a bit lower than the 2,400 that's noted on the report. So that's a little pattern of backway there. While it's good to note that the total traveled food kilometers is 201,312 kilometers. I don't really have much to compare that to. I don't have figures from Loblaws or Metro, but that's just good to know. Lastly, what I want to touch on here is this the count of produce that's sold in these areas in Ambrosia. As you can see, the big 3, Canada, Mexico, US, that right there, that's NAFTA. The report highlights how NAFTA has affected the fruits and the sales and buying of fruits and veggies between these countries. And this is entirely evident over here where we see Canada, Mexico, US being the main sources of produce that's being sold at this grocery store. So that's pretty much it for my presentation. A little analysis. I touched on the mapping of where they are located, where it comes from. Lastly, I just wanted to touch on some of the questions that are being asked of me. What this does is that it doesn't really challenge my ideas of the grocery store or produce. I already know coming in from the wonderful course I'm taking, food and eating, of what is to be expected in these places. This experience itself I found it pretty interesting comparing it to the report and how the common grocery store is it sells just fruits and veggies, produce with pesticide mainly, and they have a little section for organic produce. And this is the completely opposite, where everything is organic, some things are local, and they push that as much as possible. And they show the benefits of eating fruits and veggies over processed goods. My future shopping experience will not be affected much. I already try to eat healthy as much as possible, especially when grocery shopping. This grocery store, Ambrosia Natural Foods, is in Vaughan. I live in Mississauga, so I don't have access to it. But when I do buy grocery shopping, I do try buying local and going organic as much as possible. Anyways, thank you for listening to this recording, and I hope I get a good mark.